10 important people who died in the epidemic of coronavirus. Many people who are suffering from an epidemic of coronavirus, COVID-19, which are spread all over the world starting in China, who have a weak immunity, and who have chronic illness, can result in death. The sad fact is that no vaccine or method of treatment has yet been found to prevent the transmission and spread of this virus. Since the virus started infecting and sickening people in China in 2019, there have been thousands of registered deaths, and some of the dead have been celebrities, artists, politicians and so on. While every death is a tragedy, there is no specific order. They are remarkable people for what they have given to society throughout their lives and, like others, they will be missed. In this video, we will talk about 10 important celebrity personalities who have succumbed to coronavirus and lost their lives. Joe Diffie. If you're a fan of country music, odds are the news of Joe Diffie's passing hit you particularly hard. Diffie was an accomplished country music singer who released a ton of hit singles over the years. From 1990 to 2004, Diffie released 35 singles featured on the Billboard Hot Country Song chart. 5 of those singles rose to number 1, including Home, If the Devil Danced, In Empty Pockets, Third Rock from the Sun, Pick Up Man, and Bigger Than the Beatles. He released 7 studio albums, a Christmas album, and a Greatest Hits album. Diffie announced through his publicist that he tested positive for COVID-19 on March 27. He remained in critical condition from the disease for 2 days, and he died on March 29 at the age of 61. He passed away in Nashville, Tennessee, which is a city deeply rooted in the country music scene. Diffie is the first country music star to succumb to the disease, and his passing was noted by his peers with heartfelt posts on Twitter, Instagram, and other social media platforms. Floyd Cardoz. Fans of the hit series Top Chef are in mourning following the death of celebrated Indian-American chef Floyd Cardoz. The talented chef was the winner of Top Chef Masters in 2011 and was well known for his many entrepreneurial forays in the world of gourmet food. In addition to his time in front of the cameras for Top Chef Masters, Cardoz was the executive chef at New York City's Bawala and Tabla eateries. He specialized in the melding of Indian flavors and spices with Western cuisine of all kinds. Cardoz also held the honor of being a 4-time James Beard Award nominee, and he was also the author of 2 cookbooks. Cardoz traveled from Mumbai to New York through Frankfurt in early March. He soon fell ill and tested positive for COVID-19. He died from complications of the virus on March 25 at a hospital in New Jersey. Cardoz was 59 years old at the time of his death. He leaves behind his wife/business manager, Barkha, and their 2 sons, Justin and Peter. María Mercader. Though she may not have been as well known to people outside the world of news, María Mercader was a driving force in news and reporting for CBS, where she worked for more than 3 decades. Mercader began her professional career in 1987 as a page at CBS. She shifted from page duty to the network's news program with CBS NewsPath, where he produced various pieces distributed via CBS affiliate stations. She continued to produce through the death of Princess Diana, 9/11, and many more significant events. Mercader won an Emmy Award for her work as a producer, and she climbed the ranks at CBS to become the Director of Talent Strategy in 2016. Her work there diversified the workplace and helped to facilitate more involvement with various minority groups, including the Asian American Journalists Association and many others. For more than 2 decades, Mercader fought cancer and other illnesses, and when she went to a hospital in New York City for treatment, she succumbed to COVID-19 at that location and passed away on March 29 at the age of 54. Terrence McNally. Terrence McNally was a prominent playwright, screenwriter, and librettist, who was often described as the Bard of American theater. He was considered to be one of the greatest contemporary playwrights of the American theater, and he earned that distinction through 56 years of work in the field. He received the coveted Tony Award for Best Play for 2 of his works, and the Tony Award for Best Book of a Musical for another 2. He also earned an Emmy, 2 Guggenheim Fellowships, and several other theater awards throughout his career. McNally's work spanned 6 decades, and they included Broadway plays, off-Broadway plays, films, and pretty much anything and everything he could get his hands on. He is probably best known for Kiss of the Spider-Woman and Ragtime, though he wrote dozens of plays, operas, and theater pieces. His work is played around the world, and his passing was a blow to everyone who loves the theater. On March 24, He passed away following complications from COVID-19 in a hospital in Florida. He was 81 at the time of his passing. Princess Maria Teresa of Bourbon-Parma. Princess Maria Teresa of Bourbon-Parma was a French-Spanish member of the House of Bourbon-Parma, which is a cadet branch of the Spanish royal family. She spent her life working to further social causes as an activist, which earned her the nickname Red Princess. She was a monarchist, and she sadly holds the distinction of being the first member of a royal family to die from COVID-19. Born in 1933 in Paris, Princess Maria Teresa spent her youth in various castles and private schools. She attended the Paris Sorbonne University, where she received a doctorate in Hispanic Studies. She followed this with another doctorate in political sociology from the Complutense University of Madrid. She was an activist in the areas of women's rights and other important matters. On March 27, Princess Maria Teresa died at the age of 86 from complications brought on by COVID-19. She was the first royal to die from the disease, though she wasn't the only one infected, as Prince Charles battled the disease with only mild symptoms. He remained in self-isolation for a week and fortunately survived. Nashom Wooden. Folks may not immediately recognize the name Nashom Wooden, but it's not because he wasn't famous, it's due to people being more familiar with his drag queen persona, Mona Foot. Wooden developed his drag persona in the late 1980s, and he credited RuPaul as an early mentor in his early drag career. RuPaul helped him immensely by teaching him how to apply makeup, which helped him land a role as Mona Foot in an off-Broadway production called My Pet Homo. Interestingly, he came up with the persona while working as a manager in a Manhattan men's clothing department at Patricia Field's boutique. Wooden later appeared as Mona Foot in the film Flawless, where he also performed the song of the same name with the Ones. Wooden phased out his Mona Foot identity in his later life, and while he did test positive for HIV, he had an undetectable viral load. That infection didn't appear to be the cause of his death, as he died as a result of complications from COVID-19 in New York City on March 23. He was 50 at the time of his death. Manu Dibango. Emmanuel Njoke Manu Dibango was a Cameroonian musician who was well known in the world of jazz, as he was a prominent songwriter and saxophonist. Dibango's career spanned 6 decades, consisting of numerous hits, though he is likely best known for his 1972 single Soul Makossa. That hit would later be sampled by Michael Jackson, Kanye West, and many more prominent musicians all around the world. Dibango's career began at the age of 15 after he moved to Paris just after World War II. He played saxophone and piano and quickly became a regular in the European jazz circuit. He became an international sensation with Soul Makossa, which was originally planned to be a B-side to an anthem he wrote in celebration of Cameroon's success in hosting the 1972 Africa Cup of Nations football tournament. News of Dibango's illness came on his Facebook page, which noted he was hospitalized with an infection from COVID-19 on March 18. His Facebook page confirmed the following week that he passed away on March 24 from the virus at the age of 86. Lucia Bose. Italy is one of the hardest hit nations where COVID-19 is concerned, and it seems nobody is safe from infection. Lucia Bose was a prominent actress in her native Italy, where she rose to fame during the period of Italian neorealism, which kicked off in the 1950s. She originally worked in a bakery, but in 1947, she won the second edition of the Miss Italia beauty contest, which launched her career as an actress. She starred in several standout roles through the early 1950s, peaking in 1955 before coming to an end. She fell in love with a Spanish bullfighter during the filming of Muerte de un Ciclista. She opted to give up her career to raise a family. Eventually, she returned to acting and starred numerous roles, with her most recent work was in 2007. She is the mother of famed Spanish singer Miguel Bosé and was a well-respected performer throughout her life. On March 23, she passed away from pneumonia complicated by a COVID-19 infection. She was 89 at the time of her passing. Daniel Azulay. Daniel Azulay was a comic book artist and educator who was well known and respected in and out of Brazil. His work was highly regarded in the art community, and he is probably best known for his children's series, Turma de Lalam. Azulay was born in Rio de Janeiro and raised in Ipanema, a neighborhood located in the southern parts of the city. At the age of 21, he created a newspaper strip called Capitão Cibo, and just 5 years later, he launched Turma de Lalam. His work helped to teach the children growing up in the 1980s about ecology, art, design, and many other subjects. He traveled the globe, exhibiting his work and giving lectures. He conducted art workshops with thousands of children and adults, and in 2009, he hosted a drawing class online to help even more people learn his craft. Azulay died in his hometown of Rio de Janeiro at the age of 72. He was hospitalized for 2 weeks for leukemia treatment, and while there, he was infected with COVID-19, which caused complications, ending his life. Dr. Li Wenliang. For most celebrities, their fame is established during their lifetime, but for some, that distinction is only granted posthumously. That's certainly true of Dr. Li Wenliang, a Chinese ophthalmologist who worked at Wuhan Central Hospital in China. In December 2019, Wenliang began warning his colleagues about a possible outbreak of a disease that resembled SARS. That disease was later named COVID-19, making Dr. Wenliang the first physician to raise the alert that the disease was going to cause problems. Dr. Wenliang essentially became a whistleblower where the virus was concerned, and he paid for it. On January 3, he was admonished by the Wuhan police for making false comments on the internet. He went back to work and later contracted the virus from a patient. Dr. Wenliang passed away on February 7 at the age of 33. He was posthumously exonerated and offered a solemn apology for the admonishment he received by the Communist Party of China. If only his colleagues had listened to him, there likely wouldn't have been any names to put on this list.